Nick Hart from Backstreet Boys.
Shout out to Boy Band Break.
It's Chris Kirkpatrick here. Shout out to your podcast, Boy Band Break.
Everybody, this is Howie D, and I'm listening to Boy Band Break.
Hi, Ashley Parker Angel here. Huge shout out to the Boy Band Break podcast.
This is Brad from LFO, and you are listening to Boy Band Break.
Hey, what's up? This is Jacob.
What's up? It's Dan.
What's up? It's Trevor.
And it's Eric Michael, and it's time for Boy Band Break, baby. Let's go!
Bam, 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 bam.
Welcome back to Boy Band Break, where we encourage you to take a break from your day and join us in some boy band conversation. As always, I'm Cinzia, and this is
Dianne. Back again.
Back again. I forgot to mention this in the last episode. Sophia is at a wedding, and Lydia is doing Lydia things and running around and busy with her acting, hustling life. So that's where she is, but should be back next week. So we'll be good to go. But yes, thank you to Dianne. Welcome back. Yes. So I have no idea when this episode is actually going to air. So just a caveat that this episode might be entirely for naught because things may have transpired.
And things might be out of date. Like we might not have the most up-to-date information. I influenced Cinzia to do this, okay?
Yes. So this is as of September when we're recording this, but Lord knows when this is airing. So Godspeed. Sorry if any of this information is incorrect or if we're wildly off with our guesses. But, I think we still have some time. So anyways, what are we going to talk about today, Dianne?
Well, I think we should start at the beginning. So there is a new Trolls movie that is coming out.
Yeah. Trolling for
I
clues.
think they pushed the release date on account of the writer's strike. It was supposed to be out around now, but I think now it's not coming out till December.
November 17th is the current date that it's being released as of now. So we don't know if it's going to be moved or
it
not.
might be pushed even more.
Yes.
And when they released the trailer for this movie to say that it was coming out,
which we saw the Barbie movie.
Yes, but this was this was March when they first announced this. As we all know, Justin Timberlake is a voice of one of the characters in the Trolls movie. Hence why in the first Trolls movie, he had that song that was wildly and still is wildly popular.
Okay. All right, I'm just going to put this in there right now for those who are new to this podcast. I have a love-hatred for JT. I love to hate him. Stemming back to my NSYNC days and just him being a jerk every time I met him and other things. But that has nothing to do with that. Then also me blaming him for Lance not being going into space, which I get. There was other things as well. It wasn't just Justin. And then blaming him for breaking up NSYNC as well. But again, there was other people in the band, and then him blaming him for them not getting back together, which now the blame has apparently been shifted to JC, and Justin be like, oh, it's JC. I'm like, anyways.
As a caveat to this, which did happen after March, but is unrelated to anything else we're going to talk about, I'm sure Cinzia has ranted about this JC cat food commercial.
I have, yes.
So I feel like that really put the nail in the JC coffin of people blaming him, because people were like, well maybe, and then he did a fucking cat food commercial and everybody was like, yeah, it's definitely JC who's holding out as well.
Like you're collaborating with fucking cats, but you can't. In fact, I even said that to Chris if you listen to my O-Town in Cleveland episode.
Yes.
Yeah, and Dianne.
I talked to Joey Fatone about it at GalaxyCon, and let me tell you, he was less than impressed.
So we're just like, oh, okay.
Quite a hilarious conversation.
Yes. So JC has obviously been kind of under the radar during most of this time. He's just starting to come back up, and now you're like, oh, hello, I'm popping up to do shit with cats, and you're like, okay, cool.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with cats, but this is a weird choice.
You know what? Money talks. So
well, like I said, I talked to Joey, and Joey was like, listen, Between you and me, I don't even think he's getting paid that much. Like, I don't even think he's doing it for the money. But he was like, but I just said to him, you know what, buddy, good for you. I'm proud of you. And I was like, okay, Joey, whatever.
Yeah. Good times. So anyway.
Joseph Fatone. Anyways.
Joey and Chris are two of the funniest boy banders I have ever met in my life. They are both fucking hilarious and sarcastic
really
assholes. And they're just really like a joy to be around.
And I haven't been on this podcast in a long time, so I don't get to talk about these things. You know who else is fucking hilarious?
Who?
Dan from O-Town.
Yes, because you don't expect it from him. Oh my god.
Those posts on Instagram where he like takes a photo and puts like the mouth. I am scream laughing. Like they're so funny.
Hey, I'm Jake. Hey, girl. Sarah.
I'm a bathing suit under my clothes 24/7. I was screaming at 6 a.m. like watching. I was like, really oh my god, this is so funny. Like
there's a lot of underappreciated funny boys. Good job.
Dying. Anyways, those are, if you don't follow O-Town, just like go on their Instagram page, and I think he did 2 different ones. So funny.
Promoting the Pop 2000 in Mexico. Tour. Yes. And
one was to promote the tour, and one was to promote the vacation. Oh my god, so funny.
So funny, so good. So anyways, they're hilarious, whatever. So obviously the more visual NSYNC members have been Lance. He has his podcast with his husband. He does a lot of events, things like that. Chris has been touring with O-Town in the Pop 2000 tour. Joey just did his Joey Fatone and Friends at Epcot, which I had a mini panic attack thinking that an NSYNC reunion might happen there, but it was luckily just Lance, which again, love Lance.
Okay, yeah. Wait, let's go. So March,
let's circle back. Let's go back.
They released the trailer for this Trolls movie. And the premise of the movie is that the Justin Timberlake character, what's his name again?
Branch,
I
think.
They discover that he used to be in a boy band with his brothers, and that the brothers abandoned him, and that now they're getting the boy band back together. And I was like, oh, what?
This is a real dick move.
I was like, Justin is shady as shit for this, because what the fuck? You can get the Troll boy band back together, but you can't get NSYNC back together? Like, not even for this fucking movie? What are you doing here, Justin?
So I got irrationally enraged, and I was like, you fucking asshole is just making fun of us now. All of us NSYNC fans who've been waiting and waiting for years and years and years for them to do anything, and now you're like, my cartoon persona is going to do this. And I'm like, sir, girl.
And yes, Cinzia was like irrationally mad, and she was like, how hard would it to be give them each a line in the movie? Just a line in the movie. But no, blah. And I was just like, yeah, he's shady as fuck for this. Like, what is this? You know? But then
clues started coming up.
Things started popping up. And I feel like it started on JC's birthday.
Yes.
When Justin was wishing JC happy birthday on Instagram and posted a photo of them together that was recent,
in the studio.
And they were in the studio, and I was like, everyone was like, pardonnez-moi, what is this?
And he didn't post it as a post, he posted as a story that disappears after 24 hours.
Yes.
Obviously.
And so then everyone was, started putting the tinfoil hats on and being like, this is a clue that there's going to be an NSYNC reunion. And then more and more stuff started building up, and there was this whole thing around August 17th. August 17th was the day where something was supposed to happen.
No one knows where the August 17th came from. Just people started talking about this. And they're like, oh, August 17th. We're like,
And so, whatever. And then right before August 17th, there started to be like all these blind items about there being an NSYNC reunion. So then everyone was like losing their shit about August 17th. And on August 17th, everyone was like, what is happening?
What's happening? What's going on? Nick Carter released a new song, by the way, Superman. So that is there. So if you would like
He released it the next day, which I found fucking hilarious. Because I'm like, if the August 17th announcement is that NSYNC are reuniting and there's a song coming out like the next day, I'm going to die of laughter. Because that is hilarious. But that was not. Spoiler alert, you all already know that didn't happen.
Nothing happened. Just like
nothing happened.
Refreshing things, and we're just like, is something
nothing happened?
How do we know if something's happening? What's going on?
There are clues that something is happening, and I believe it's more or less confirmed that NSYNC has a new song in the Trolls movie.
Yes.
And it's not Justin Timberlake, it's NSYNC.
Mm-hmm. And
so, at the bare minimum, there is going to be a new NSYNC song in the Trolls movie. Trolls themselves, if we want to just focus on the movie, Trolls themselves have been dropping a lot of clues around this.
So this is one of the things that came out, and it's Brozone. So Brozone is the band that Branch, I don't know which one he is, Pink maybe, I don't know who the fuck he, one of these guys. Then they came out with this thing that said it's going to be May. So we're like, are they doing a cover of an NSYNC song? So also, just to note that all the rest of the brothers in this movie are not NSYNC. That is not them.
That is confirmed.
So these are.
This is the boy band that the Justin Timberlake character was in.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the boy band that we know about that's in the movie, and none of these people, aside from Justin, are in sync.
Literally, when we were listening before the Barbie movie to the trailer, I was like, are any of these voices in sync? And I was like, no, none of these voices are in sync.
P.S. I think he's the one with the blue hair. So the
the blue one's the baby. Oh,
yes, but he was the baby when they were the boy band.
Oh.
I think.
I don't know. Hold on. Let me... maybe. Yeah, I know nothing. So, yeah. So if you want information, by the way, a few sources you want to go to. One is Mission NSYNC. We've had them on this podcast before. This is a group of fans that, like... So they're on everything. They see everything. They do other things. Another person that is really good to follow for boy band related things is boy band Nicole. So she has a lot of updates on things like that, and so there's a lot of cool things. So yeah. So what has been happening?
Has black hair. So I'm not sure. I just looked up what Branch looks like.
Okay. See,
and he has black hair, so I don't know which one of those he is.
Okay. Well, anyways, it is, there's things there. So he is that. So anyway, so what has happened most recently prior to this recording is that posters have been going up around New York, LA, and it is... So they've labeled this trolling for clues, and they have the NSYNC N star, but in like a fancy jewel way. And then there was like a little QR code here, and it takes you to this website called takeyoutoabetterplace.com, which I will share this tab now. So there it is. That very much looks like NSYNC. This looks obviously like Chris with our little pineapple here.
It has the like ski goggles.
The ski goggles. He has the hair. I think, is this one supposed to be Justin?
I would assume that's what his character looks like.
Then we have Lance as the rainbow troll. Joey is the
I would assume
because of that. And then JC would be the blue one, I believe. So here you can kind of play a song and you can sign up, which obviously I did, and you can connect to Spotify, but it never works when I click on one of these things. So then it wants me to like sign into Spotify and it never works because I kind of forget what my password is, but I have. Anyway, so a lot of people think that the song is called Take You to a Better Place, possibly. It's with RCA and Sony.
Our weird speculation is that NSYNC is going
like
to
rival
be
boy band.
The rival boy. They are going to be the NSYNC to Brozone being like the Backstreet Boys.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So something is happening with Trolls. This we know for sure. Are there other things happening? We don't know.
We don't know.
So what I thought 15 minutes into this podcast we would do is go down a few rabbit holes, spiral with you guys,
see what's going on,
see what we think is going to happen and what the possibilities are. August 17th, people were like out of their minds, and they were like, they're announcing a tour.
Like a frenzy, my friends. People were getting very excited about something happening, and nothing happened.
And meanwhile, all of NSYNC is like, la-di-da.
What are you talking about?
Is
Lance is being all ridiculous on
posting
TikTok.
Random shit on TikTok. You know, Chris found a sign in Nashville that was like, if NSYNC reunites $5 margaritas. And he was like, is this a promise or a threat? I was like, Christopher?
What are you doing, Chris? What's going on, Christopher? What's happening? So, there was an interview.
Obviously, they know what's going to happen, but...
Yeah. But I think they just like to watch us lose our freaking minds. I don't know. The first clue that really like got me in, because in one of the articles where JC would sat down about this stupid cat food, is that he was talking about there was 2 projects on the go, but one that he wasn't allowed to talk about. And I was just like, is this the actual hint? And then JC always was like, whatever. And now he's like, oh, and then Lance is like, never say never. And JC's like, oh, you never know what could happen in the future. And you're like, are you giving us false hope to just ruin us again? Or is this an actual hint that something is happening?
Okay, but Cinzia, we know for sure there's going to be a song. So
we do know that.
It's not going to be nothing.
Yes. So originally, because I also like to keep my expectations as low as possible and not think that magical things are going to happen. So I was like, okay, it's going to be like the movie This Is the End, where it's not, you're going to be waiting all movie to see the Backstreet Boys. You're going to be all movie to see NSYNC, and then end the credits, there's going to be like a fucking 10-second clip of like them singing a song.
I would just like to say, though, that Backstreet Boys at the end of This Is the End was supposed to be a surprise.
Oh, really?
You weren't supposed to know that they were in the movie. And most normal people who don't follow them obsessively did not know they were in the movie. And it was like very exciting. We, on the other hand, went to see the movie purposely, knowing they were going to be in it.
Yes, for sure.
But yeah.
So, but
will NSYNC be in the movie? I don't know. They're going to have a song, but this leads me to believe that they're going to be in the movie.
Leads me to believe that something is happening because now they have troll versions of them. So there's got to be something. Are they going to be the forever to together? Who knows? Like, who knows what's going to... Whoa. Like, Whoa was the band, right? Yes.
And maybe it's going to be like they've done the star N thing. So... maybe it's going to be like in song, like it's going to be something similar to NSYNC, but not NSYNC, so something that it's
troll like, related.
Yeah.
In Troll, I don't know. I've never watched these movies because I boycott Justin Timberlake, but now I feel like I need to watch these movies. And Diane doesn't think I do. She's like, I'm pretty sure this is a standalone movie that you could just watch.
Okay, here's the thing about Cinzia. okay? I'm pretty sure that 95% of the population could watch this movie and appreciate the movie for what it is and have no need to see the other prior two movies. But then there's the 5% who are like Cinzia, who if there is like one line in the movie that is some joke about something that happened in one of the other two movies, she will hyperfixate on that one line and not be able to appreciate the other 2 hours of the movie because she didn't understand that one thing. Like,
so an example here, Diane and I, sometimes when we go on road trips, we think it's really funny to read like cheap romance novels that you find at like the thrift store. So we found this one.
They're hilarious.
They're hilarious. They're ridiculous. I make stupid voices. It's just, it is what it is.
And then it always ends up becoming like a inside joke with the chicken and brown sauce.
Yes.
If you know, you know about the chicken and brown sauce.
Shut up, Paula. Anyway, so we were reading this one book, and it was like, whatever. It was set in Hawaii. Everything was fine. Da 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 da. And then this character comes to visit with a baby, and the brother of the one guy. And she just casually mentions, he's such a good father, even though it's not Mono's baby. And I was like, why isn't it Mono's baby? What? No, never mentioned again. Nothing ever happens. We're like, what the heck is going on? So then, eventually, I was like, I'm really we read the book. It was done. We'd come back. It'd been like 2 weeks back from this vacation.
Cinzia would just randomly out of nowhere. Like I would be sitting there, watching TV or like looking at my phone or whatever. And she would like burst out of the bathroom and be like, why isn't it Mono's baby? And I'm like, what?
So then I ended up thinking like, I wonder if this book is a sequel, but doesn't say. So it was not a sequel, but I looked up the author and then I looked up her other books and then I looked up the characters in her other books. And finally I found the book about Mono, which was an entirely different romance series. So whatever. So then I ordered the book from England to come because they were the only one who had this stupid book that had been out, like a throwaway romance novel from many years ago, to get it just so I could read it and understand why it wasn't Mono's baby. And I was just like, so as you can see, this is why I need to watch the first two Trolls movies. So when they make a stupid comment like, oh, Branch's pants, or something like, what happened with Branch's pants? I don't know. Now I got to fucking look this up, right? So
yes. So it's probably for everyone in the theater's benefit that Cinzia watches the other two movies.
Because I make a very conscious effort to turn off my phone during movies, but I know I would be very tempted to Google something if I'm in the middle of the theater. I don't want to. So anyways, yay, I'm going to go watch these movies.
Come on, it's exciting.
Yes, it's exciting. Okay.
So I think it's it's 100% they're having a song for the movie. And it's a new song and it's NSYNC. It's not Justin Timberlake. I think it's like a 95% certainty that they will actually be in the movie as well.
Mm-hmm.
It won't just be they will have cameos in the movie as well as a song. I think that's like 95% chance. Just today being September 2nd, Cinzia sent a casting call for
I will read this to you. So it says, real NSYNC fans, NSYNC music video, submission date. So this is a casting thing. So you like submit your thing to be in this. So submission due date is September 4th. So that's Monday of when we're recording this. They're looking for man, woman, non-binary person, trans person, or trans woman. This is being shot in the United States. They're looking for ages 18 to 90. Then the payment for rehearsals is $368 for 8-hour shoot. Then $715 for the buyout or whatever. Union and non-union. Okay. And then, hold up. Description: we are looking for real NSYNC fans to participate in the ultimate fan experience. Must be willing to dance, but do not need to be professionals, just willing to have a blast. Non-union talent are welcome to submit as well. Please make a note so we know you're a real fan. All are welcome to apply. We are looking to cast a diverse group of participants from around the globe with a broad set of skills. Professional dance experience is not required. All ages welcome, must be 18 or older. Then how much you'd be paid. There likely be 6 rehearsals, and then there's a shoot date. The rehearsals are to be determined September 9th, which is my birthday, to the 14th, likely to be 6 days, and the shoot date is September 15th.
Now, somebody was saying that Cinzia said that, or it's this thing, that if you try to submit an application, you can't.
You have to apply or something. So it was very hard to find it. So there's no point in you going now because the casting will already be done by the time that you heard this, but it was like Casting Network or something. But Boy Band Nicole points out a very interesting thing is that if it's shooting on September 15th, Joey's supposed to be at 90s Con.
Well, the point is, it doesn't say that NSYNC, it says it's an NSYNC music video, but it doesn't say NSYNC is going to be in it.
So that's what I'm thinking.
It could be one of two things in my mind. They're shooting NSYNC separately, and then this will just be footage of fans dancing
in the
separately
crowd.
to NSYNC. Like, you have clips of NSYNC, and then you have clips of fans dancing interspersed.
I wonder if it's gonna be almost like flash mobby type style. Like people will be like, "Oh, I'm at work and this music came on and now I'm dancing." Whatever this dance is.
They have them in different roles. Like, people are at work.
I'm a
people are
construction
taking
worker,
care of
and
their
now I'm
kids. Something like that. Or they're going to edit in the NSYNC troll dolls. And therefore, NSYNC doesn't need to be there involved at all.
That's true. Good point.
Into the dancing scenes, like they'll just, however they do that, they'll just edit in a cartoon troll into whatever. That's what I think.
Yes, and very much could be.
Yes.
But so that's very interesting.
That's
so generally
also happening, but we know there's a song, so they're trying to put together a music video to go with the song.
And I would say generally from when they shoot a music video to when the song is actually released, could be about 2 weeks ish, maybe longer, maybe shorter, depending on what they're doing. So on average, I feel like that's probably that. So that would bring us to.
So Joey doesn't have to be there for when they're potentially shooting the music video.
True.
It seems like it's real though. Like there's definitely a song, and it makes sense that there would be a music video to go with a song.
Right.
Whether NSYNC in their human forms will be in the music video, we don't know. But. So there's that. Mm-hmm. In terms of tour, I don't know. It's seeming at first like when people were spiraling.
Oh my God, we forgot about the main thing.
I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
I think I know what you're talking about. I'm going to get to that.
Yes.
In terms of when people were spiraling, there was this really funny TikTok that like I had sent to Cinzia and like someone else had also sent it to her. It's one of those guys on TikTok. I can't remember his name right now, but he does he plays like 3 versions of himself. One is like a Gen X version, one's like a millennial version, and one's like a Gen Z version.
Yes. And
just like how they would react to something. And so it was just like the Gen X guy was like, "Oh, NSYNC is up to something," and then the millennial guy is like spiraling, and he was like, "Oh my God, what if they tour?" he was like, relax, it doesn't say anything about tour. I don't know the choreography, I gotta start practicing my moves. And he's like, and the Gen Z's guy's like, you guys are so weird. And then he's like, oh, never mind, I totally know the tour. Well, what if they tour with the Backstreet Boys? What if they, and it was just like, it was really funny.
And then they're like, what if they tour with New Kids on the Block? And then the other guy was like, oh my God. Like,
yeah. Anyways, it was really funny.
Very entertaining.
Because it was exactly what everyone was thinking. Listen, I don't think they're gonna tour now.
No.
I think that this song, which we know is happening, is gonna be kind of a
gauging.
Yes, it's a throwing everyone a bone.
Like a thing out there just to see if we get a nibble when we're fishing.
And yeah, exactly. And see how everybody's feeling. They'll do promo for it, whatever. But I don't know that it's immediately going to lead to a tour unless the tour is, and if you watched our episode about the Jonas Brothers review, unless the tour is straight nostalgia. Like, it's like, no, we're not doing a new album, but we're going to do like a 15-city tour.
Or like a Vegas thing. Or
yeah, it's going to be Eras-esque, where we're going to do like all of our greatest hits at whatever, and then that's it. The sad part of that, though, for NSYNC fans, will be that it's temporary. It's not that they're getting back together, it's that they're having a reunion and then we're all going to go back to the status quo. If you're a true NSYNC fan, you almost hope that doesn't happen, because if they take the time to be like, we're going to record a new album, then that means they're actually considering getting back together, like, for real. Sort of Jonas Brothers-esque, like,
yeah,
we recorded an album, this is not like we're back together now,
Yes.
So while the first way has more instant gratification, it may, long term, it may not be
also
choice.
sucks because people who have been following NSYNC throughout all these years are going to be usurped by people who are like, oh, what a fun thing. This is great. We're just going to go in and buy all the tickets. So now you're in the nosebleeds or you don't get tickets at all.
Part of the spiral of everyone being like, they're touring, is that the millennials of the world are like, these Gen Z little punks better not buy all our tickets. And people are like, oh, unless your birth date starts with a 19, you shouldn't be allowed to buy tickets.
And then like the new fans are like, you got to see them back in the day. We should be allowed to see them because I wasn't even born. And we're like, girl, I'm going to O-Town concerts to get my NSYNC fix.
Like, people are out of control.
So, and then people are like, oh, they should be with Backstreet Boys. And other people are like, they shouldn't be with the Backstreet Boys. I'm like, you know what? No offense, but if they come back as a fivesome, they don't need to be with anybody. That's enough drawing power right there. They were one of the top 2 bands in the world.
And like, this is for some people, this is a hot take. For other people, it's not. Listen, if Backstreet Boys and NSYNC were to tour together, that would be legendary. That would be that you couldn't complain, because if you were alive during the late 90s, early 2000s, you would understand how insane that was. Like, everyone would want to go to that.
I know a lot of people claim they don't, but then once those tickets go on sale, they'll be there as well, because they also said the same thing about,
because that they're not going to tour together and it's going to be like some shitty little like, oh yeah, we just half-assed this.
It's going to be baller, and it's going to be back and forth, and it's going to be amazing, and there's probably a song together.
But you're right, NSYNC doesn't need the Backstreet Boys. The Backstreet Boys don't need NSYNC either.
No,
but NSYNC certainly doesn't need the Backstreet Boys to like leverage them into a tour. They can absolutely tour on their own.
Yes.
But there was another sort of blind item, some sort of insider thing.
Possibility, which
About
hopefully
the Super
will
Bowl.
happen. So Taylor Swift was offered the Super Bowl. She turned it down. I believe she's still touring during that time or whatever. So now some DJ in New York said that the rumor at this time, which hopefully it's still a thing, is that they're thinking of doing a boy band halftime show.
Now, wait, back it up a little bit. There's an offer out to Harry Styles.
And Dua Lipa.
Which I would be cool with. Lest we all forget, Harry Styles was in a boy band. Okay.
One Direction, baby.
So, Jesus Christ.
Okay. Diane's
I knocked
dropping
the
shit.
table that this is sitting on, which has a metal cup and a lip gloss, and then this hit it and it went flying. And anyways, that's what that was. Don't get too excited. That wasn't like ding, ding, ding.
It's like, oh, something's coming up. Some exciting news.
No, I make my own sound effects here.
Sound effects,
Anyways, no. So I'd be cool with Harry Styles. However, I believe the thing is there is an offer out to Harry Styles. If Harry Styles turns it down, which we haven't heard anything about yet,
Yes.
then they're considering.
Harry Styles, Dua Lipa. It's not just Harry Styles.
Yes.
So she would have to turn it down. Throw us a bone, lady.
Well, I think if Harry Styles turns it down, they're not going to be like, okay, Dua Lipa and no one else. Like,
yeah, no.
anyways, I think
We
Harry
could
Styles
have
is the
a
main
boy
one.
band halftime.
They are considering a boy band halftime show, which includes but is not limited to Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, 98 Degrees, Boys to Men, New Kids on the Block.
I'm putting my vote in there for O-Town because they deserve it. They hustle.
Okay, poor little O-Town hopefully can sneak in there.
You know, they could just say it'd be a +1. I'm like, I would be so heartbroken for Trevor if he was not allowed to be at the Super Bowl.
But I feel like Lance and Chris and them will make sure they get in there if that happens.
You know, because Lance and Chris have done a lot of touring with O-Towns, like NSYNC O-Town.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that if you did not watch my Cleveland review, when when O-Town performs, they have LFO, so obviously Brad's bandmates have passed on, so they fill in the singing with him. And then when Chris comes out, they do NSYNC, then Chris comes in, and then they kind of like back up with like Chris or Lance or whoever is performing at the time. So like O-Town is going strong, and they're keeping the NSYNC memory alive by helping out with these songs and things like that. So shout out to them. But anyways, I don't care if I can get NSYNC and Backstreet like on there. Any boy band, just give me some boy bands for the super. Like the few years ago when they did that one with like Eminem and everybody lost their minds. Like that was amazing. So these are like,
and I think that's what they were thinking. Like when they did the sort of like 90s hip hop, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, friggin' 50 Cent came hung down, upside down. That was amazing. I think they're going for a similar vibe.
Yes.
So
like I wasn't even that into like that type of music, but I was like losing my mind and singing along to all the words of those songs. And I was just like, in the living room. So like, if there's a boy band one,
I was like joking around. I'm like, where's the Super Bowl? I need to buy tickets.
I don't even know. Is it in Vegas this year?
I don't know, but I was just like, I'm going to need tickets to the Super Bowl.
$5,000.
I I'm sure those will be easy to get, right? No problem.
Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
It is
You know
February
who
11th.
lives in Las Vegas?
I do
Nick
know
Carter.
who lives in Las Vegas. So,
Right in his backyard. Anyways.
now, in their defense, NSYNC has performed at the Super Bowl halftime before.
Yes.
Backstreet has not. They've done the national anthem because it's more prestigious.
Listen, no one
And
thinks
they
it's
wanted
more
to watch
prestigious.
No.
Uh,
I think
I
they
feel
just
like
wanted
they-
to watch the game and didn't want to be stressed out about their halftime.
I feel
show.
like they made that story up 20 years later to make themselves not look like idiots. Anyways, it was NSYNC and Britney Spears. It wasn't just NSYNC.
Yes.
And I guess it made sense because Britney was like opening for NSYNC and her and Justin were like, together. So obviously.
And then obviously we know Fucknut was there with Janet Jackson and another one.
Yes. So Justin Timberlake is well versed in Super Bowl halftime shows.
That's true. So
and then there was like a weird Lance Instagram TikTok post a couple of days ago where it was AJ, Lance, Joey, and Nick Carter all just standing around shooting the shit.
And I don't know where that
it was
from.
recent because everybody was like, oh, I'm sure this is from when
Backsync.
they did the back sync thing, like in the pandemic. No, ma'am. It is not. Because if you look at the context clues, AJ has blonde. When it starts, you can see the back of his head, even though he's wearing a hat, and his hair is blonde. And during back sync, Lance had blue hair, and in this video, his hair was purple, and his hair has only been purple recently. I mean, it's been purple before,
He's had it before, but yes.
He currently has it purple. And I'm like, why are AJ, Lance, Nick, and Joey just hanging out? They can't just be
It's not
randomly...
like they weren't at a con. They weren't at all the con together. Like,
Nope.
Lance was there.
Why are they just randomly hanging out?
Which is fine. Obviously, they're friends and no rivalry and all that crap. But also, like, what are they doing? What's happening?
I'm like, is this a pitch? Is this like a, hey, if we did get the Super Bowl, this is what we would do kind of thing? Is it a commercial for trolls, which I considered as a possibility?
True.
Like some kind of promo thing? Is there something happening with the two bands? Like it makes the spiral of thinking that NSYNC and Backstreet Boys are touring together is not out of the realm of possibility.
Or are they just fucking with us, which is something they also enjoy doing. So who knows?
I don't know, guys. I don't know, but there's a lot.
There's a lot. You know what else?
There's a lot.
There's a lot going on. And you know what else is being released now that just popped up in the last few days as well, or just started noticing in the last few days? Little People Collector NSYNC Special Edition is being released on my birthday. Well,
They love to release crap like this, though.
I know, but they have. Like, I have a Golden Girls one and stuff, but I was just like, that's very interesting that it's just randomly out of nowhere that we're doing this.
I mean, how many times have we complained about them releasing merch and not anything else?
Okay, yes, but these are actually cute. So, oh, look how adorable they are.
Is Lance supposed to be the one with the frosted tips?
Yes.
That's weird.
Yes. So Joey is obviously the
Also,
red tips.
what a missed opportunity to give Chris the pineapple hair. What the fuck?
This was a time when he was wearing an orange puffy jacket.
Excuse moi.
And why is Justin winking, son of a bitch? I don't know. But yeah, so anyways, that's coming out soon. That's cute.
Yeah, this I don't
Pre-orders are sold out.
listen. Guys, I said it in the Jonas Brothers review, and I'll say it again here. It's an exciting time to be an NSYNC fan. Like,
exciting time to be alive.
If you're an NSYNC fan, it's time to start, pushing money into the savings account. Saving those vacations days.
Yes.
Literally, on the 17th, Cinzia and I were like supposed to be going on a road. Well, we did go on a road trip, but we were like, if we need to change our plans suddenly.
If we need to go down to Epcot and there's something happening with Joey Fatone and friends, we will leave our friends who are not listening to this podcast, hey, Josh and Devin, and we will fly to Florida and go to this and whatever. So luckily, it didn't end up being anything too exciting. Was Lance. We knew Lance was going to be there. I was like, Chris might be there, but he was in Vegas with O-Town, but like he could be there on the Monday, so maybe this could still happen. So luckily that didn't happen.
But I think if you're an NSYNC fan, you need to be on the rig.
Yes. Quickly scanning, there was a People magazine article that came out that said, is an NSYNC reunion coming? Here's why fans think Trolls brought the band back together. I have not actually read this.
I think that's probably just going to be about the song.
It's just talking about the Trolls posters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, guys. At the bare minimum, there's going to be a new NSYNC song.
Yes.
So to finish this off, Cinzia.
Yes.
And listen, all of you guys who are listening, sound off in the comments about what you think is going to happen and what maybe you want to happen.
Or what exciting things have happened since we've recorded this, and now we just sound like complete idiots and just like none of these things are happening and it's all whatever. So
I want to know two things. One, what is your prediction of what will happen? And two, what you want to happen.
So
Or you can do it the other way if you want. You could say what you want to happen versus what you actually think will happen.
Obviously, what I would want to happen is a world tour, or at least a North American tour. Or
you don't care about the rest of the world?
I'm a horrible asshole, yes. Germany's going to be like, we started them, they should be here, but yes. But
does it need to be in Toronto for you? Like, would that mean something to you?
Toronto would be good. I don't care. I'll go to Buffalo. Let's be honest. If there's no tours near us, but let's say, I don't know, like Nashville, I'm driving that 12 hours.
Back in the day, Cinzia used to say that if Aqua performed anywhere in North America, she would go.
I would go. Now they're like, oh my God, they're doing a US tour next year. I'm like, okay.
But now they have performed many times in the Toronto area, so she's good.
So I'm like, I feel like I'm good. I got my Aqua fix. I've seen them like 3, 4 or 5 times, 6, I don't know, something like that. So I'm like, okay, I think I'm okay now. But like my friends NSYNC, like I'm already visioning.
If it's anywhere in North America, you're going.
Like, obviously, like I love LA. I feel like LA might be a thing. Lance is out there. New York might be a thing. Maybe they might just do like a couple of big concerts like on either coast, right? They could do that. Mm-hmm. They could do like, I feel like I would not be able to handle a full tour. I feel like I would
Cinzia would want to go to all the shows.
I would be like, I need to go to all of them. And then I'm like, oh, I don't have money or vacation time. Hey, Chris, can you hire me to do something on the tour? That'd be great. Thanks. But
so I could just make money and quit my job.
Quit my job, make money, and just go on tour. Like, honest to God, though, like one of my dreams is to go on tour with a band. Either like when I was in like high school and like college, I wanted to be a roadie. Like I wanted to put all the stages together, do all the technical shit, stuff like that. Now I would rather just be like fan engagement and like do all the fan experiences and stuff like that. So I'm like, that would be my dream, to do that, to go on tour with a band and do that type of thing. Kind of like tour manager type things, but I don't know how the heck you do that. Whatever. Well, maybe I'll pick Joel's brain next time I see him. But anyways, I digress. That would be amazing and super fun. But what is the point of this story? Yes, I'm already envisioning how I'm going to do the meet and greet photo ops. I don't even know if they're even going to do photo ops. They could be Joe Bro this, and it's like, oh, you get a picture with nothing. But like, if NSYNC does photo ops, like I'm already like saying, like originally, my original thought process, ha ha ha, I'm funny, would be that we all give Justin the finger. But then I thought, that's kind of rude. Probably shouldn't do that. It's not appropriate. But I have already envisioned in my head that Justin's going to be in the center, like where Nick always is in the Backstreet ones. So I'm just going to politely put him to the end, and then I'm going to surround myself with Chris and Joey and Lance. And there you go. We'll put
JC and Justin.
JC and Justin on the ends, and then we'll have like, you know what? I will stand in front of Chris. He can hug me from behind, and I can have Lance and like. These are the stupid thoughts that go in my head for something that's not even happening. Like, what is wrong with me? But I was just like, yes, I got this. So like, you know what? I feel like in a lot of my Justin hatred is not specifically Justin related. It's also Justin fan related, because being a Chris fan, you get a lot of people saying things to you that are mean and horrible. So whatever. When Chris walks into a room and I'm there, his face smiles. So I feel like I've chosen the correct member of NSYNC. But I don't know where this rant is going. I'm just blabbing.
So you just want shows. It doesn't have to be a world tour. It doesn't have to be, as long as there are some concerts. I just need to be able to at least go to a show. Like, obviously, the more shows, the better your chances are to get closer tickets, because now other fans will be not fighting so hard for the specific ticket. I would also like the tickets to be reasonably priced and not they won't be
Ticketmaster, and I know this, and it's just like I need to think of ways to make additional money. But anyways, I digress. I would love to see them. Obviously, if they do the Super Bowl, I'm not flying to Vegas to go to that, because there's no
I will.
Will you? But I feel like Super Bowl tickets are like crazy expensive. So we're gonna fly to Vegas to go watch it.
Okay, let's go down the rabbit hole. Let's say this happens, right?
Yes.
Don't they have, like, I understand that, like, you can get a seat in the arena to watch the Super Bowl, but aren't there also all those people that just, like, run out onto the field specifically for the halftime show and then leave? Those aren't the same people that are sitting in the seats,
how
right?
do we get into that?
Like, how do I get one of those spots? Like, how do I become one of those people? I don't give a shit about the game.
Oh,
like, I don't need to be there for any of that.
That's a valid point. Valid point, my friend.
And, and I'm just saying, Harry, if you're listening, love you. Love how you stand up for women and, like, boy band supporters and all this shit. Adore you.
Yes.
Think this through, buddy. How epic would it be if you just kicked Dua Lipa to the curb? You don't need her. And instead, leaned into the boy band thing. A little 1D reunion.
Niall.
I think they'd be down.
I think
and if
be down.
Liam's not, then he can get fucked.
Liam have been less bitter lately too, so I feel like they might be good for a reunion.
And then you could bring out the legends.
The ones that paved the way for you guys.
You could it could be like a boy bands through the decades type of moment.
Ooh.
We could bring out a little K-pop. Like, I'm not saying BTS, that would cause...
You're making my mind explode, Diane. Just all of the boy bands, all of...
BTS is on hiatus, and I feel like if they... feel like they wouldn't do it. Plus, that would just cause too much pandemonium.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
I feel like Vegas couldn't handle all of that.
Because wasn't BTS in Vegas the same time Joe Bros were? And it was just like...
Yeah.
Lots of congestion of people and things.
Yes. So...
I feel like, honest to God, though, I do feel like that if they do the boy band halftime Super Bowl thing, that the Super Bowl fans, the guys, are all going to be fucking pissed off that all these women have now invaded town.
How about for once, the NFL thinks about all of the people, I'm not going to just say women, I'm going to say people who have to sit there with their partners while they watch hours and hours of football every week. and sit through this Super Bowl every year and are just spend most of the time in the kitchen eating snacks.
That is my favorite part about Super Bowl parties.
Super Bowl party food is, but like, how about something for those people? You know, give us something.
All we are saying is give us.
And how long is the Super halftime show?
It's short. It's less than 10 minutes, I feel.
10 minutes, 15 minutes? Like, it's fine. Okay?
But you are right, though, that if all of those banders were in town, even if we don't get into the Super Bowl, we'll probably see them somewhere elsewhere with our abilities to find things, information.
Listen, all I want to know is, how do I get to be one of those people who runs out onto the field and is like, I don't care about the game. I don't need a seat to the
No, they got to be coming down from the stands. You think?
I don't know.
I've done that for like Grey Cup halftime. No, did we do that for the Grey Cup? No, we did not. We did that for something. I forget. No, it was one of those. It was some sort of halftime thing in one of the Tie-Cat games. So it was people that were already in
for
the
people
stadium.
who are American or even a non-Canadian listening to this, the Grey Cup is Canada's version of the Super Bowl.
So yeah, so the people who got to go out onto the field already were in the stands, and it was like the season ticket holders had like priority over something like that. But
then wouldn't it look empty?
Mm-hmm. No, because you got people coming from all over. I don't know, but I like the way you think, Diane. I feel like we need to find out information about how we do this. But yes.
Anyways.
We're like, we will leave as soon as the halftime is over. I don't care. Let's go.
So Cinzia wants to be there to be some kind of tour. Do you need an album? Do you need an album?
I don't need an album. I don't.
No?
It would be nice. It would be delightful to have a new album, but I'm okay with just them coming back is all I need. Because okay. I don't know if I get, and I know this is going to sound really stupid, but I get extremely stressed out when new boy band music comes out. And I'm like, most people are like, oh my God, I can't wait to hear it. And then in my head, I was like, oh my God, please don't let it suck. And like, what if they're like, have changed their sound and are entirely different and it just sucks? Like, I know their voices are there. It's not going to suck. But like, what if they're like, oh, let's get with this newfangled producer and make like a really stupid.
The thing about this song is,
or whatever. Like, I don't know.
It's for a children's movie.
Yes.
So it's probably not going to be ridiculous. Like, it's definitely still going to be in the pop realm.
And fun, and yes. An album would be good, but if you're doing an album, then I think you should tour for sure. But also, I don't think
But that might delay a tour. You know what I'm saying?
Which is fine, because at least something is happening in the distance, and then their kids can grow up a little bit, and like they won't be as young. Because I know that's one of Lance's things, because his kids are 2 now, I think.
They're almost 2, yeah.
They're almost 2, so they're pretty young. So I know he doesn't want to like leave them and stuff like that. And no offense, like the guys in NSYNC have not been. They were very, very high energy shows back in the NSYNC days when they were 20-year-olds. And now
we have said it for years. NSYNC, like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC were supposed to be rivals. They were supposed to be, Pepsi and Coke. But in reality, I don't know that they were that close.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they were both boy bands. I don't know why I just thought of this analogy. But I'm like, I feel like it wasn't Pepsi and Coke, because Pepsi and Coke are the exact same thing, just with a different name. Granted, I don't think they taste the same, but whatever. I think it's like a peach and a nectarine.
Okay.
They're both fruits. They have a similar taste, but they're also distinctly different.
One is furry, one is not.
Exactly. They grow on different trees. And like, Backstreet Boys were vocal harmony. That was the whole thing. It was 5 voices combining. Everybody sang. There was no distinct lead singer, you know, versus NSYNC, it was very Justin and JC heavy.
True.
But they were the dancers. Backstreet had choreography, but it did not compare to the NSYNC choreography.
No.
NSYNC was more dancing, Backstreet Boys was more vocals.
And I feel like NSYNC had more upbeat songs, or Backstreet were a lot more like ballady and things like that.
So
not as ballady as 98 Degrees, who does no dancing.
Zero dancing.
One Direction as well. But yes, but no, it's true. So I feel like to go from like 0 to 60 might be a bit hard. So it might be hard for them to go from like not being in a boy band to doing a 40-date tour for like a 3-hour concert, which I'm not going to get to that one. But, you know, so I feel like it would be nice. I feel like the Super Bowl would be a good way to kick off an announcement like, hey, we're going to be doing a Vegas residency.
What better promo, right?
Right? Because you don't get paid to be on the Super Bowl, which is bizarre to me. But it's more about promo, right? So I think that would be a really good thing for them to do. But I don't know, man. I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
So and also I just want to say, as a longtime Backstreet fan, to my people, chill the fuck out, okay?
Oh my God, seriously. Some of the Backstreet fans are crazy.
Some of the NSYNC fans are also crazy.
Yes,
I just want to say, okay, there was someone recently saying a lot of really fucked up shit about the Backstreet Boys, and cool your tits, lady.
Yes.
Okay?
But as an NSYNC fan,
to my people, chill the fuck out. Okay?
Let us have our thing.
Let NSYNC fans have their thing. We have had years and years and years of Backstreet things.
Albums and albums.
And we will continue to have things. So relax. Okay? Also, if you catch me at an NSYNC concert, you know...
Diane has worn NSYNC shirts to see Nick Carter.
I did.
Yes.
I did. That was funny.
That was funny.
Also, like, someone has to hold the Kleenex box for Cinzia.
Diane, I don't know I honestly don't know how I would react, because I always used to make fun of girls that cried at concerts. And anyone who has listened to any of our concert recaps in which either Lance or Chris are performing with O-Town, or even I just see Chris and I haven't seen him in a while, it's just like, it just happens. Like, I warned the girls I was standing with at the Cleveland show, and I was like, listen, when Chris comes out, I normally cry, whatever. They're like, we got you, we're good, everything's fine. I'm like, cool, thank you. So then he came out and he did his 2 songs, and I was like, oh my God, I'm doing it. I'm fine, I'm not crying. Then he expanded his set to have like 4 songs or 5, and I was just like, ah! And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't scream, it's just like silent, like tears, like I feel blinded, I can't see, it's all blurry, I don't know what's going on. It brings Sophia great joy when this happens. Yes, and I understand it's funny, and I get it, and but I appreciate Diane as being the person who's like, I'm gonna film this so Cinzia can like... What
happens is, I'm like, she's gonna want to relive this, and she can't see because her eyes are full of water.
It's like, honest to God, like, I don't know if I'm maybe getting older, maybe I'm more emotional, I don't know, but I'm just like, normally why I cry is because it then I'm like, this is beautiful and wonderful, and then I'm like, then it reminds me that NSYNC is never getting back together. So if this is an actual NSYNC concert...
But I think I'm going to say when, I'm going to manifest it. I think when you see NSYNC all together...
Yes.
On a stage, it will be tears of happiness.
Okay. You would say happiness begins?
Bro, listen.
But then might be
like, I have never cried at a concert.
I normally don't.
But I literally, coming out of the pandemic last year when we were at the Backstreet Boys concert, I got a little like For a second, I had to stop and like take in the moment because I was like, for a hot minute there, I didn't know if this was going to happen again.
Yeah.
Like,
it had been like 2 years since
it has been 2 years. And like, I was like, am I going to see concerts again? Like, am I going to,
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how you would feel.
Like, dude, I don't even know. And I'm thinking back to when I went to see NSYNC in concert when I was a teenager, and I remember I was jumping up and down and like super, super excited with really shitty seats. So I can't even imagine, man. I just feel like
so people of the internet, do your thing, clip this, whatever you got to do. NSYNC, just do it, man. Just do it for us. Okay? We don't need the whole kit and caboodle. We just, I already explained it. Okay? You've got 3 solid albums. You got this new song. Just do it, man. Just do it. If you want to do it with the Backstreet Boys, nobody's complaining. I'm not going to. People will complain.
People will complain.
I won't complain.
It doesn't matter because we will be excited that it's BOGO. Okay. Essentially, all we want to say in sync is that I want you back.
Yes. Oh my God. Ended at that.
Yes. There you go. Beautiful.
It's a wrap.
All right. Fingers crossed. Let's manifest this. Let's keep going. If you got anything, let's, juju. I don't know what the card. Yeah. Yes. Let's bring it in, man. Let's bring it in. Let's manifest this. So yes.
It's going to happen. We put it out there.
Something is going to happen. Because so help me God, if nothing happens in this stupid Trolls movie, and they've been trolling us this whole time, and it's going to be like the Barbie movie where there's a 2-second clip of Barbie girl at the very end of the credits, which is not even on.
But Cinzia, there's a song. There's a full whole ass song that's insane.
There's a whole ass song. A song is coming out. It is going to bring me great joy. It would be lovely to hear it on the radio again, to hear their voices. So who knows, man? The radio landscape has changed in the years I work in radio. It's very strange. But if we can get this,
it's going to happen. It's happening, people. This is not a drill.
This is not a drill.
Anyways.
All right. So on that note, leaving you with that. So thanks for taking a break with us. Until next time, thanks for listening. Bye.